Good evening and welcome to our 9 p.m. bulletin. I'm your anchor Aaron Gatich, and we begin with a major development that could transform the future of higher education in Kenya. Now, earlier today, the Parliament passed the Education Amendment Bill 2025, a proposal that seeks to make university education free in public institutions. The bill, tabled by Riara Member of Parliament Hon.James Kinyua, sparked heated debate in the National Assembly, with MPs warning that the financial cost could cripple the country's budget. Our parliamentary reporter Benda Cheruto was at the Parliament and brings us the full story.
Behind me is the National Assembly, where history was made today. After hours of heated debates, the members of Parliament passed the Education Amendment Bill 2025. The bill, which now awaits the President's signature, could make university education free for all students in public institutions. However, the bill has divided the House, the supporters calling it a game changer, while those who are not in support of it or the critics are warning it could lead to a financial strain to the country's budget.
This is a huge win for all generations, the parents today, the future students, and those coming after them. This is a win for our country as a whole. And unlike the arguments advanced by the opposition, this was a true valuable addition to our legislation and amendment to our education reform.
Implementing free education as a concept in a republic such as ours will strain government resources. And seeing as this is something that the proposing council, rather the proposing side, is overlooking, we find ourselves at a very critical point where we may have to deal with a lower quality of education, we may have to deal with overcrowding in universities, we may have to deal with corruption itself, misappropriation of funds, and unaccountability.
The passing of the Education Amendment Bill has left the country split. On one side, there is a sense of hope, a belief that finally every bright student will have a chance at a university, no matter their background. Supporters of the bill believe that giving more people access to education does not lower its quality. Instead, they say it opens up an opportunity and gives every child a fair shot at a better future.
This bill is crucial to the survival of this nation. We are not a nation blessed with natural resources. We are a nation that is strapped. We do not have anything other than our land and our people. Of those, which is most important? Our people. So what must we invest in the most? Our people. It is our responsibility as the elected leaders of this great nation to lead this great nation into a bright future. And how do we do that? By investing in our people, investing in our future people, investing in our youth. And who is our youth? Students.
Opposing MPs argue that while free education sounds good, it could come at a heavy cost. They worry about the strain it could place on an already struggling economy. Their fear is that universities might become overcrowded, learning resources may be stretched, and the quality of teaching may suffer.
For you to have quality education, you need to have quality resources. You need to have quality infrastructure, and that will not be brought about by strained resources. It will be brought about by a forward thinking and strategic planning in how we implement our education system. We need to think about more targeted funding, where we need to look at underprivileged students and not just, classifying people into bands or, taking them at a protracted point of view. We need to think about how we are going to utilize the resources at hand to give the best of what we can.
According to the bill's proposer, the solution lies in reducing the high salaries of top government officials, including MPs themselves, saying it could free up billions to support education.
When I say austerity, I mean reducing salaries of overpaid MPs such as myself. I will be the first to admit my salary is more than I need to survive. We can cut our MP salaries by 40, 50, 60%. That saves us billions every year. We can use that to fund education. Same thing with executive level president and his cabinet secretaries in the executive. We can cut their salaries and get billions to fund this project.
Despite the strong resistance from the government-backed MPs, the bill still passed with a comfortable majority. However, the big question remains, how will the Kenya government fund it without straining its economy?
In order to ensure this implementation, it will take several years for us to fully implement this project. But the first step is, as always, ensuring people are aware that they have this avenue open to them, that people can access this education, and that people are not placed in universities that are too far from their reach. So you don't have someone in Nairobi who's been placed in a university in Bungoma and they don't have the transport to get there. That would be one step. The second step is now ensuring that the teachers are adequately staffed and trained to ensure that they can deliver to a much larger audience of students. It's also to ensure that the quality of the degrees is not reduced, but the quality stays the same. Now just the access is what is increased.
Many Kenyans away from the chambers of parliament have weighed on the issue, with the most of them in support of the bill, saying that this could be a breakthrough they have been waiting for. They see it as a way out of poverty and a chance for their children to chase their dreams without the heavy burden of school fees.
I feel like that's actually a very good bill, especially for students, because there are students who face challenges, financial challenges in being able to pay for their fees. So this bill will help those students get access to education, and the number of illiterate people out there will reduce. I also feel like it's also a disadvantage, because if there is free education, this means public institutions will have a high number of students in school, making it very hard for the lecturers to teach or even offer the services. Even for schools that have computers, it will be very hard for all the students to gain access to this computer.
It's a good and a bad thing at the same time. The good side is that we love students who can't access help or pay their school fees getting free education. But on the bad side, we love universities having to boost their budget so that they can be able to accommodate thousands and thousands of students who will be joining university on the free education bill. Now universities will have to sit down and decide how we're going to earn more revenue to sustain these students.
I think it's a good thing, yes, that the education will be free. But again, it comes with other concerns, because it's free, yes, but not free for the government itself, because it has to, of course, provide certain facilities. It again has to account for that deficit, because of course the school needs to run on something else. So it will have to again be the one to take the bulk of that financial cost. As you can see in education system, there are some, not even certain schools, a lot of schools, they don't have facilities like labs. Some kids don't even have certain utilities like textbooks, lunch. So I'm happy that the education is free, but I think they need to also address the structural issues that are currently in our education system before the education itself can be truly free and quality for our children.
Still, even among the supporters, there is one common concern: how will it work? While not everyone agrees on how to make it work, the message from the citizens is clear: education should not be a luxury. With the bill waiting the president's signature, Kenya finds itself at a crossroads. Will this be the beginning of a new chapter in education, or a step too far from an economy already under pressure? As the bill leads to the president for assent, the big question remains: can Kenya afford free university education? And if yes, at what cost? Reporting for Ariu TV, I am Brenda Cheruto.
Thank you, Brenda, for that comprehensive report. Indeed, this is a decision that will shape the future of Kenyan students. Even as the nation waits for the president's decision, the big question remains: will free university education be the breakthrough Kenyans have been waiting for, or will it strain the economy even further? We'll be following this story closely and bringing you all the latest updates. That's it from the political desk tonight. I've been your anchor, Hon.James Kinyua, and have yourselves a good night.